Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Today is July 24th, and today I'm going to be casting DarkZero Esports versus Team Reciprocity. This match was played just a few days ago in Play Day number 7 of the North American Pro League, and this is going to be quite the match. Dare I say it's going to be a barn burner because the two best teams currently in North America are facing up each other. DarkZero Esports and Team Reciprocity are currently number 1 and 2 respectively on the leaderboard, and it's gonna be a pretty good match. So, and also today's match is gonna be played on Clubhouse. Bans coming out: Thermite, Maverick, Mira, and I'm assuming probably Maestro or Echo as the last ban. And 2 hard breachers already off the board is gonna make things a bit more dicey for the attacking team. They're going to have to be super smart about how they handle their attacking, their attack altogether, seeing as they only have Hibana as the only available hard breacher for the rest of the match. Team Reciprocity starting off on attack. And DarkZero Esports are going to be going to the CC and Cash Room for the first round of the day. And it looks like DarkZero Esports already have a pretty good plan of what they intend to be doing. When it comes to CCTV and Cash Room, there is obviously the server wall, which is the crucial quote-unquote beachhead for, the CCTV wall. It's the crucial beachhead for the attacking team. And DarkZero has brought out quite a bit of breach denial. They have Hot and Cold currently on Bandit, and they also have Mint on the Kaid. 2 of the most effective breach denials in the game altogether. And seeing as Reciprocity only have Hibana to work with as their hard breacher, it's very easy to actually Bandit trick those X-Kairos pellets because they take a long time to detonate, and even if Mint manages to perfectly time, one of his Electro Claws, then it also makes his job super duper easy to deny the breach coming out from the X-Kairos. Hyper also on the Valkyrie. Curious to see where he throws out those black eyes, and without further ado, the round is now underway. Now, as far as I saw, there are a few roamers downstairs. I definitely did see Hyper downstairs in the lounge. It does make a lot of sense because he does have a C4 in hand, so he can deny any diffuser plants from below and basically play around with it as he pleases. And there is also one more roamer downstairs in the basement. Don't know exactly what his plan is. He might just wait it out until the dying seconds of the round to get an easy kill, but I'm pretty sure that Reciprocity has actually spotted them out. They'll send Skies to open up the hatches and maybe attempt to cut off rotations of the roamer who is downstairs. Mark gets the first kill onto Nyx. That is Legion off the board, and Hyper is downstairs currently, and if he is fast enough, he would catch Mark off guard, but unfortunately doesn't land a single bullet, and in return he will take quite a bit of damage, putting him down to about 40 HP. Foxay is already inside the garage. Thatcher is outside and waiting patiently, and they definitely do know that there is at least one person upstairs on the catwalk. That is BC on the Maestro, and flashbangs are going to be coming out to try to kill off Skies, and they will do so successfully with the help of Mark with those asphyxiating bolts. However, Hot and Cold will get the refrag onto Foxay, putting it down to a 4v3, and Skies one more onto Hyper. 4 versus 2. It's all up to Hot and Cold and Mint, and there's still plenty of time left on the clock for the attacking team to win out the round. Grenade comes out from Skies, tries to fish out Hot and Cold, but will not connect, and Hot and Cold will continue to contest the people in the garage. Grenades coming out, but they will miss Hot and Cold once again, and he will not deter. He will just continue to be as much of a needle in the side, a thorn on their side as he can possibly be. But unfortunately, he will go down to Retro, and now Mint, the last one alive, with 35 seconds left on the board, picks up a kill onto Mark, but his job is not over. He is tucked in a very difficult position, and with 2 people coming up on the catwalk, he might be able to get a free kill, but Retro manages to get a... I'm actually curious. Oh, I thought there was a deployable shield over there blocking his view, but there was not. He manages to pick up the easy frag through the holes that he created with his X-Kairos, and will win out the first round for Team Reciprocity. DarkZero are going to mix things a bit up, and they're going to go downstairs into the church and arsenal room for round number 2. Even though Reciprocity only have 1 hard breacher to work with, they took that round pretty decisively. It definitely raised a few eyebrows seeing Hyper downstairs in the club, in the basement. But they did a pretty outstanding job of taking control of the bottom side of garage and managing to kill the Meister, who was upstairs on the catwalk, pretty easily with the help of Mark, who was on that Capitao. They did a really great job killing all of the defenders as quickly as possible, seeing as the resources and the operators with which they had at hand. Now, this is a very interesting tactic that I'm pretty sure Team DarkZero are going to be employing. That church wall has just a few inches of space until between the reinforcements and the ceiling, and if you open it enough, it's just enough space to actually get, let's say, an impact through or even a C4 through. Now, compared to other sort of walls and on other maps, you have a lot less space to work with when actually tossing out a C4 over. It is possible to do it on Clubhouse Basement, but it does take a lot of practice. It's one of those things that you genuinely have to sit in a custom game and practice it over and over again until you get it right, or until at least you get comfortable with it. But kicking things off, Reciprocity are gonna be very methodical and just check off all of the boxes, clear out the roamers, gain map control upstairs, making sure that no one's actually upstairs to surprise them at any time throughout the round. And again, DarkZero are pretty smart about it. They already know that roaming on Clubhouse Basement while defending Clubhouse Basement truly never ever works at all whatsoever. So they're going to be smart about it, let the clock wither down slowly as they just deny any entry from any possible angle from being downstairs. Hatches are going to be opened up by Retro, and I'm pretty sure that's all they're going to use the X-Kairos for. They don't have Thermite or Maverick available, and with just 1 X-Kairos pellet left, they possibly will use it on the church wall just to open up a line of sight, but it's not going to be big enough to actually, crouch through. Given you can make a crawl hole, but that just takes a bit too much time to move in. Mint gets a first kill onto Retro. I didn't see exactly where that kill came out from, but I'm pretty sure that Mint tossed it over, as I said before, through that little opening on the church wall, and that's the Hibana off of the board. And given she had 1 more X-Kairos pellet to actually use, it's not the worst loss in this case, but still, it did bring down their man count, and it's 5v4, and Team Reciprocity have just under a minute to work with, and the initial push still hasn't come out. They're still sort of deciding on where to make their push from, and it looks like they're going to go for a back armory take, starting off with blue. Mark picks up a kill and evens out the man count, but with 40 seconds left, they have to start moving fast. Mark still has all 4 of his crossbow bolts available to him, and he's gonna shoot out 1 asphyxiating bolt to the back of church behind the bar, hopefully getting Mint, who I'm assuming is stuck behind there. Mint will pick up a kill from the middle of church onto Foxay, and time is really going down quickly. Mint gets a triple kill. That's Mark off of the board, and Hot and Cold, Laxing is dead, and Hot and Cold will also pick up a second kill consecutively onto Skies, winning out the first round for DarkZero Esports in pretty decisive fashion. they did a pretty good job of, well, defending. The fact that they got Retro off of the board pretty early into the round, not necessarily early, but halfway through the round, it didn't leave Team Reciprocity with much to work with. That was the only hard breacher they had, given she did open the hatches, but she still had one more X-Kairos pellet, which she could have shot onto the church wall to create an extra line of sight from the main staircase, but that didn't happen. And everything else for the rest of the round just went in DarkZero's way. So DarkZero Esports are going to go upstairs to the gym and bedroom for round number 3. They're going to bring out a Castle, and Castle is an operator specifically on this map. The Castle helps out a lot with making sure that the Bandit, whom in this case is Hot and Cold, can actually Bandit trick properly and from complete safety. The jacuzzi wall, the jacuzzi wall upstairs is one of the main beachheads for the attackers, and if that gets opened at any given point during the round, then things aren't gonna go in the defender's way. And DarkZero Esports will also take control of server, try to gain as much map control of the top floor as possible, and also keep said map control. They'll have one player inside of the cash room just wasting as much time as possible, and they've also given him a rotate so he can go back down into the lounge if things get too hot for him. And also they have some bandit charges on the server wall just to make Team Reciprocity's day a bit more difficult than usual. So Retro's going to have to be smart about how he uses these X-Kairos pellets. The first one goes off onto the construction wall, very down low, so it is still possible for the attackers to just crawl through it. They have to be very efficient, and they have to be very economic of how they use their gadgets in the coming round. I am, however, tiny bit surprised that they decided not to bring a Zofia or an Ash in this case. Zofia has so much utility available at hand, and if they really want to actually kill Hot and Cold and get the jacuzzi wall open, then a Zofia would be perfect for that job. But nevertheless, 1 minute and nearly 30 seconds have gone down off board, and slowly but surely Team Reciprocity are taking control of server and cash room. They managed to force out Nyx back into the construction. They have control of cash room right now, but that's not where it stops. They just have to hold some angles, and they have to and especially whoever's in the logistics office has to take care of, well, they have to take care and make sure they don't get shot from that hatch, which Laxing and Skies are trying to open up with bullets right now. Definitely not the most efficient way possible, but they'll finally get Foxay to come upstairs and hammer it down with the sledge. They wasted quite a bit of time shooting, and quite a bit of time and quite a bit of ammo on that hatch. But drones are going to be coming out, and so far it's just 40 seconds left on the board, and not a single frag has come out from any single side. The last 30 seconds are going to be a complete bloodbath, so Skies is pushing into the construction, and all of the defenders have been pushed back into their respective sites. 25 seconds left on the clock, and smoke grenades are going to be coming out from Mint. Every single angle imaginable is going to be held. Shots coming out from Nyx, but will miss. And he picks up kill onto Skies, and BC has quite a few people in front of him. He picks up 2 kills. Can he net the third one? No. Foxay will pick up the kill onto BC, and it doesn't matter because Mint picked up the frag onto Foxay, who was the last player standing for Team Reciprocity. All in all, that was a pretty sloppy attack from Reciprocity. They had 3 people. They weren't managing their time properly at all whatsoever. They were very slow about taking map control, given that they did actually take map control of server and cash room early into the round. Their initial push took way too long. way too long to actually what, claim victory in a realistic way. They had three people drop down the hatch, and they were all immediately greeted by BC and his SMG. And BC just picked up 2 kills right over there pretty easily, but all in all, things were super sloppy. They weren't efficient about nearly anything they had done. So DarkZero are going to take round number 3, and moving into round number 4, they're going to go upstairs into cash room again for the second time this time. Hopefully they'll actually win it out this time. If not, then, well, third time's the charm, as people always say. Hyper once again on the Valkyrie. 1 black eye will be placed inside the, not vending machine, but inside the fridge, over by the lounge. 1 more in the stock room, and I believe, if I saw correctly, the 3rd one was placed low in the garage. Now, Team Reciprocity did an excellent job in the first round, taking control of garage and getting rid of the defenders up on the catwalk. But then again, they did quite a, DarkZero Esports, excuse me, did a bit of a sloppy job defending, unfortunately, the first time around. Hopefully they're going to be a bit more smart about it this time. And Hyper, once again, will be downstairs in the basement, and he'll be hiding out in the dirt tunnel. Like I said before, he's probably going to be waiting until the dying seconds of the round to just swoop in, get an easy C4 kill, deny the plan, and win out the round as the clock runs down. But we'll have to wait and see if that'll be the case. Team Reciprocity will just well, not easily, but what's the word I'm looking for? Slightly is what I'm going with. They're going to slightly contest the garage and just try to make BC peak if need be. And Retro on the Hibana will probably shoot out an ex-Kairos pellet onto the CCTV wall, and maybe, just maybe, it won't be Bandit tricked, but they have to get rid of Hot and Cold, who's on the Bandit, if they really want to make any progress. I'm not exactly sure if they managed to drone out Hyper downstairs, but they are aware of the fact that there is 1 player missing who isn't upstairs. Could be anywhere on the map. So they're going to start once again by trying to get rid of BC on the catwalk. We'll shoot an asphyxiating bolt directly upwards and force BC out of. Never mind. They're not going to be able. They're not going to even need to use the asphyxiating bolt right now, because Skies just comes in and nails a headshot onto BC, taking the Meister off the board. First frag did come out from them, but it's kind of late. Nyx will catch a grenade in the face, but he won't be taken down, but he will take a lot of heat from Team Reciprocity. There are 3 people downstairs in the garage that are trying to contest Nyx and Hot and Cold. And 30 seconds left on the board. They have to start moving up the staircase of garage if they want to make any progress. Laxing picks up Hot and Cold. Foxay will get the kill onto Nyx, and with 20 seconds left, it's all up to Hyper and Mint. Things are not looking good for them at all. Team Reciprocity on low HP, but Mint will pick up a kill onto Foxay, and he will miss a few shots onto Debana. Hyper gets a kill onto 1 and a second one. Deagle comes out, and that's what I said. C4 Deny comes out, picks up the kill, and 2 Deagle kills back to back, and he denied the plant. Hyper, you are insane. You are absolutely insane. In the dying seconds of the round, he picked up a kill through a small little opening into the bottom of garage, manages to injure one of the players using his deagle, denies the plant, going down by Retro in the default spot in CCTV, and cleans up the last person all by his lonesome. That's pretty astounding stuff. If that play over there doesn't just outright win Hyper the MVP spot for this match, then I don't know what I'm gonna do, but he deserved it after what we just saw. DarkZero Esports have taken quite a decisive lead against Team Reciprocity. It's 3-1. And I am expecting that things will go the other way around as soon as DarkZero are going to be attacking. Like I said, the attackers don't have much to work with in terms of resources and operators. So we may see a comeback from Team Reciprocity after the halftime, but for the moment, DarkZero are going to be going strong and grabbing as many rounds as they can snag before the halftime. Scores 3-1. Round number 5 is underway. They will go downstairs into the basement once again. They did win the basement once, and they've practically completed a full rotation of the 3 main bomb sites. Although Bar as a site will probably never once be played again. It is not a very defender-sided site. That's why you always see the other 3 sites played more than anything else. So, once again, Team Reciprocity starting off with what they know best, clearing out the top floors, making sure that there aren't any roamers just hidden away somewhere in a deep dark corner like a ninja waiting to strike. If there are any roamers, they'll force them back downstairs or kill them in the process. And Retro will start off by getting the hatches open. Moto hatch, and I'm assuming also kitchen hatch, has been opened. If not, then the stock hatch has also been opened. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure all 3 hatches have now been opened. And DarkZero Esports are going to play this very patiently. They're going to wait for Team Reciprocity to drop through moto hatches and start making their initial push. And Hyper, who is on the pulse, is going to be relaying information back to DarkZero Esports about on the attacker's whereabouts. Pulse is a crucial operator to have in this scenario. You can spot anyone within about 9 meters of range, if I'm not mistaken. Now 60 seconds left on the board, and Skies is going to be using some of those breaching charges to open up some vertical angles and maybe fish out a kill if he can find one defender that accidentally steps into the wrong spot. Now, pings are coming out, but timing isn't perfect from Skies. 40 seconds left on the board and not a single frag has come out. They do not have any real hard breach potential left to open up the church wall and make a push into church. Shots coming out from Nyx will miss. Nyx will get 1 kill. Mint and Laxing also pick up their own kills, and it's now 3-4 in favor of DarkZero. Kill comes out from Fox 8 onto Mint, evening out the man count, and just 15 seconds left on the board. It's Hyper is facing down 2 attackers, picks up 1 kill onto Fox 8, Nyx 1 more onto Skies, and now it's all up to Retro, who's on low HP, will eat a bullet from Nyx, and I believe that was a 3 or 4k from Nyx, brilliantly played and taking advantage of all of the lines of sight that he's able to create with his shotgun sidearm. Very well played from DarkZero in that last round. It's very difficult for these rounds to somewhat go evenly because Team Reciprocity do not have any other hard breachers available. It's just difficult for them to actually work with anything. I've said this once, twice, thrice, but things are not looking good for them. And so with round number 6, DarkZero are going to be going back upstairs into the gym and bedroom for the second time. The first time went really smoothly. The first time around playing the site, it went super duper smooth for Team Reciprocity. They managed, well, unfortunately they did lose control of server and cache pretty quickly. But other than that, they did a good job of holding angles and denying just the attackers from walking into site altogether. This is something that Team Reciprocity might consider doing differently this time around for their attack. Last time they didn't open up the jacuzzi wall. They didn't even bother really looking at it altogether. Retro last time used one of his Excyrus pellets to open up the garage wall, and I'm pretty sure he's going to do so again, but Hot and Cold will place Shockwire to deny that, so they're not going to be able to open it just yet. They're going to wait for Laxing to throw out an EMP as soon as he comes by. But I do suspect that Retro and Team Reciprocity will decide to actually open up the jacuzzi wall this time, instead of I personally feel like it's wasting. I feel like they're wasting their Excyrus pellets if they're gonna try to clear out server first. But it looks like they're gonna have to point their attention towards the server side of the map anyways, as Nyx gets a kill onto Foxay. That is the sledge off the board, and what seems to be the only soft breacher on the team that they brought. And I'm pretty sure that Foxay also didn't end up using a single one of his grenades to... Oh, actually no. He did use a grenade that he threw into the construction window, but still, that's quite a bit of utility lost early into the round. But Reciprocity will continue to take control of server if they can, and Hyper is also playing downstairs in the basement. We saw what just happened 2 rounds prior. Will history repeat itself? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We'll see. We'll see what Hyper has in stock for us. But at the moment, Nyx is left uncontested in the server side, and Retro is slowly going to creep up on him. He will drone him out, and he'll start rushing towards the window. And a beautiful pinch from Team Reciprocity manages to get the kill onto Nyx. And they have just 1 minute left on the board. They managed to pick up a kill on to Nyx, and they've taken control of the east side of the map. Good for them. And tons of kills are coming out. Retro will pick up a kill onto Hot and Cold, and Skies is injured, who will now be revived. BC and Hyper are the last 2 alive. Shots coming out from BC will miss into the construction site. Hyper from downstairs does have the hatch directly above him opened inside of bar. BC gets a kill onto Skies and immediately traded off by Retro, and now the plant is coming down from Laxing. Hyper doesn't know exactly where. C4 gets tossed out, and now they know that Hyper is downstairs. The call comes out. Retro will greet him with the bearing 9, but loses that gunfight. Diffuser goes down, and Hyper in a 1v2 situation has not much to work with, but Mark will take him down very easily from behind the mattress. Oh no, actually, that was his teammate. He was just peeking the window and manages to pull off a nice kill with a very tight angle. And that's it for the first half. Team Reciprocity managed to nudge out 1 more round, putting the score at 2-4. And now things are going to go on the flip side. DarkZero Esports will be forced to attack with only 1 hard breacher at their disposal, so things might definitely not go in their favor directly. But we'll see. We'll see. Skies with the 6 pick off onto the Kaid, which is I personally would say it's a must pick in this scenario, since you're defending the basement of church. Kaid can very easily deny any breaches onto the hatches. Then again, DarkZero have brought Thatchers, so the EMPs will take care of the electric claws pretty easily. And there is just a tiny little problem when it comes to playing Kaid on Clubhouse. You can't really pick up your electric claws once you've thrown them. It's only possible to do that for the kitchen hatch, because you can stand on the crates and then pick it up, given you don't throw it too far away. But for the rest of the hatches, Moto hatch, and also the blue hatch, stock hatch, once you've thrown those electric claws up there, they're going to be stuck there until the end of time. And also, for the first time this match, we're going to see DarkZero bring out a Monty. Monty was left unbanned. Team Reciprocity hadn't employed him in a single round in none of their attacks. Now DarkZero Esports are going to be smart and actually bring out the Monty and basically just use it as a walking tank. An invulnerable walking tank. One player will retreat back to the gray electrical units behind a blue, just barely getting away with his life. That's Retro on the Jaeger. And he does spot the feet of Retro, and he will go down from Nyx. Oh boy. That must sting. Retro must be super mad about that. That's the Jaeger off the board, but it's not really that detrimental for Team Reciprocity. The ADSs were already placed down, but nevertheless, DarkZero Esports will have taken the advantage after 90 seconds of play. This is definitely a good start for them. Every single time the Team Reciprocity were attacking, they were always at a man disadvantage in the early seconds of the round while attacking Clubhouse. Mint will drop down into Moto, and he has a few gun barrels staring in his direction. He spots the Kaid behind a bomb, and they will continue to look behind Mint to see if anyone will drop. Fox gets a kill onto BC. That's the Thatcher off the board. Not necessarily the most useful operator. After he's thrown his EMP grenades, it's just another man with a gun. Smoke grenades are coming out from Foxay to deny Mint any entrance into the site. They're gonna have to be smart about how they play this. Mint will come close to getting a kill with the hipfire, but there's just 15 seconds left on the board. C4 comes out, doesn't net any single frag. Asphyxiating bolts coming out, shots fired. Nyx picks up kill onto Skies, and he picks up a second onto Laxing, followed by Mint on the Montagne getting another kill, and then one more to close it off by a Hyper. That was just 4 kills in like less than 2 seconds. We didn't even get to catch all of them, but dang. Team Reciprocity didn't have that much luck when defending the basement. But DarkZero managed to play it so well. And having Mint on the Montagne helped. It was just a crucial part to the entire attack. Having Montagne is such a ridiculously strong operator, and that round was an example of why Montagne is actually just brilliant altogether. But instead, Immense is going to 6-pick off of the Montagne and onto the Ying. I don't know what the thought process is behind that, but we'll wait and see. As you can see, Mint and Nyx 8 kills each, and Mint with 6 assists as well. He is doing a lot of work. He is doing a lot of work. Once again, Skies is going to be on the Kaid to deny the Hibana from breaching the hatches. I'm honestly just confused that DarkZero Esports would opt for taking a Ying instead of Montagne. That previous attack worked out so perfectly for DarkZero Esports, even though that it did take a while before they got the initial attack going. It started off as a snowball, getting 1 kill, and then by the time there were 20 seconds left, that snowball had basically just tripled, not even tripled, it just grew in size by like 100 times, and everything went so well. So I don't understand why they would choose a Ying instead of a Montagne. Team Reciprocity don't seem to be doing anything differently in terms of operator picks. They don't have a single trap operator to sort of deny entry from a hypothetical Montagne. It baffles me, honestly. Maybe they're just trying to catch them off by surprise with a Ying pick. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Retro inside of blue behind the electrical unit once again. Hopefully this time he doesn't let his feetsies show, because that would really, really suck for him. So 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the board. Not much has happened. Trying to figure out exactly how to deal with Retro. I think that is the first thing on their list. They've got Hyper coming from the oil pit to try and pinch him. And he's going to use that lifeline to get rid of some barbed wire, and I'm pretty sure that soon enough Hyper will send out the concussive grenades out towards Retro, at least to either burn the ADS if it hasn't been burnt already, or to just concuss him and drop down and take an easy frag. Hatches have been opened as well. I think Hot and Cold right now is going to go and open up the last hatch in kitchen. If not, then they're going to save that for the church wall. And Team Reciprocity will continue to be patient. They won't do any dumb peeks, but DarkZero, you guys have to hit the gas pedal. You guys have to get something rolling pretty quickly, because there are just 20 seconds left. This fixating bolt's coming out will force Retro out of his out of blue. Candela's coming out from Mint. Will blindsman the defenders, but will not net any frags. Hyper picks up a kill onto Retro, who already traded, and 5 seconds left on the board. Plant will actually manage to go down by Hyper. Hot and Cold picks up a kill onto Foxy, and now it's all up to Mark, who will go down by Hot and Cold. Once again, they waited until the dying seconds to execute their plan. And my god, did it work nearly perfectly. It reminds me of Vitality back in the day. Vitality would always be one of the teams that would always wait until the dying seconds of the round to make their initial push, and it would just be an absolute bloodbath, just as we've seen right now. They didn't start dropping the hatches until the last 15 seconds. The Candelas came out and managed to blind some of the defending operators. But man, that was just extremely well played by DarkZero in every single aspect imaginable. That'll put them up to match point. DarkZero Esports seem to be doing a much better job than Team Reciprocity on their attacks. Not just seem to be, I'm sure that it's just right here. They're doing a much better job than Team Reciprocity on their attacks so far. There's no denying it. The Montagne worked out the first time. They mixed things up the second time when attacking the basement by bringing the Ying, and it paid off. Surprisingly, it paid off. I didn't expect it to, but they made it work. And now they're going to keep exactly the same operator roster, but Mint is going to flex back onto the Montagne. And Team Reciprocity, instead of trying to defend the site upstairs, and by the site upstairs I mean the CCTV and cash room, they're going to go for gym bedroom instead, and Foxy is also going to bring out a clash to slow down the attackers from rushing into the site. DC is going to lay down a claymore over by the strip club. I'm assuming that they expect somebody to just run out from there on late into the round and get themselves a free kill. So they're going to start droning things out, and they already know the clash is upstairs, really close to the cash room. Mint and Foxy are just going to stare at each other. They're going to stare at each other like normal shield operators do. And it's probably going to be up to Nyx to send out an asphyxiating bolt to push the clash just a tiny bit further back. Hot and Cold uses an Nyx Kairos pellet onto the construction wall. And if I saw it correctly, they did it kind of high up. Can't really get in through a hole that size. Oh, and this is something pretty fancy that Laxing is doing. He's standing up on the bed and using Fox A practically as a human shield with then another shield in front of him. Holding a super duper tight angle. And they still have no way to actually deal with this clash as of right now. One asphyxiating bolt does come out and does manage to push the clash a bit back, and Mint will pick up a kill onto Mark. Mark was already very low on HP, so needed to be cleaned up regardless. Melee's coming out, forces Foxay to stagger, and they do manage to bring his HP down quite a bit. ADS from Mint doesn't pick up a kill onto Laxing. But Retro and Foxay have already been injured quite a bit. They're up at about 50 HP, and Nyx is already in sight. Goes down to Laxing and immediately traded off by Hot and Cold with 30 seconds left on the board. It is a 4v3. The three defenders have just about 50 HP left. Smoke grenades are coming out, and Skies manages to even the man count. He manages to get 3 kills! What is going on? He gets 2 amazing headshots, and then he gets the melee kill onto Mint, who was on the Montaigne. He managed to get a 4K just right there. He salvaged the round. Their hopes were dying as I spoke. And Retro, out of nowhere, practically out of nowhere, single-handedly won the round for Team Reciprocity. They are not done yet, ladies and gents. Team Reciprocity has something to say about the beating they've just been taking. They're gonna come back. They're gonna come back. They managed to win their 3rd round, but it's still a long hill to climb because DarkZero Esports are on match points. They have guaranteed themselves 3 wins. Not 3 wins, but 3 points or 1 point. As of right now, Team Reciprocity cannot get 3 points. They've been denied that. If they manage to snag out at least 1 point by the end of this match, then it could be considered a small little victory. And once again, Foxay is going to be on the clash, slowing down the attackers as much as possible, and then also just being complete nuisance to Mint on the Montagne. In this case, Team Reciprocity, in comparison to DarkZero, aren't going to be bringing Kaid to 100% ensure that the server wall does not get opened, which is a tiny bit questionable. I don't know. In this scenario, it doesn't necessarily matter, because Bandit is able to place down his shock wires much faster than Kaid's Electric Claw can actually be deployed. Hyper loses a drone to one of the spiders from Laxing. And just a bit of information denial. Really no problem if you lose a drone or 2. But still. Sky's nowhere to be seen, not there to make the bandit trick happen. The server wall will be opened pretty easily. And they do have a line of sight into the CCTV room. And so, as of right now, DarkZero are gonna try and do their best to take garage control. Mark is currently upstairs on the catwalk. They do have Nyx on the on the Capitao. Mint will slowly start pushing towards the staircase. Shots coming out from Nyx. but no asphyxiating bolt, and Mark will be injured pretty easily, and then Foxy will also be injured. The clash is gone. Will be finished off by the lifeline, and DarkZero have taken control pretty easily of Garage. They managed to get 2 kills in the process, and now the man count is 5-3. Nyx will go down. Could throw a smoke grenade and try to get him back up very easily, and the defender just did that for them. So the revive's going to come out, and there is still one defender downstairs in the stock room by the staircase who might be going for a late flank. Nevertheless, they do have a tiny bit of time to work with. 35 seconds left on the board to pick up the last 3 frags and get the diffuser down. Smoke grenades are coming out to deny entrance from the garage side, and Mint will slowly but surely push in. And last smoke grenade comes out, and now Mint is basically free to plant the diffuser if he so pleases. Retro picks up a kill onto Hot and Cold, and there are 10 seconds left on the board. Laxing picks up one onto BC, and now Mint, I believe, is forced to try to get the diffuser down. Nyx picks up a kill onto Skies, and the diffuser is going down. It's a 3v2. Nyx picks up another kill onto Retro, and Hyper closes up the match by getting the last frag onto Laxing. Things were looking a bit shaky there in the last few seconds, as 2 kills did come out from Team Reciprocity, but DarkZero prevail, and they win out the match 7-3. I was getting a bit hopeful for Team Reciprocity because the round previously they won it. It was all Retro who managed to win it. I thought they were gonna go for I thought the comeback was coming, but no. Unfortunately, it did not happen. DarkZero Esports take the win, and they take 3 more points to bump up their spot even more on the North American table. I guess that's what you usually call it. Scoreboard table. Meh. Any hoops. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the match and also myself casting. I'm gonna upload. Never mind. I hope you all have a great day. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next match that I cast.